Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be going over Bounce Back Generation's hero's journey. And what a hero's journey is basically just a pattern to help you figure out a little bit more about yourself. Some of your work preferences, some of your talents, where you came from, where you're going. Just a simple template that you can follow. If you want to follow it with me step by step, you can go ahead and check out the link in the description. It'll be there. And I'll give you an example of mine so we can get this rolling. We start with our origin story, and basically what that is where you came from, what your adversity is. Mine is simple. I was born in South Carolina to two parents, interracial. Marriage was illegal at the time. My dad's black, my mom's Hispanic. So not a very friendly place to, I guess, my family. You know, we got along fine, and we moved around a lot. We moved around the South a lot, we moved around the East Coast a lot. And then when I was about 10 or so, when the financial crash happened, we moved all the way across the country. So won't go into that too much, but basically that's kind of my upbringing. Have some, I guess some hang-ups that I had to work through about that. You know, moving around, not having friends, things like that. And then I also dealt with some sexual abuse from family members when I was little. So all that mixed in, rocky road coming up, and then, you know, kind of, I would say the point where we moved across the country is probably the cutoff point where I really see myself as a kid, and then kind of turning into an adult around 11, 12 years old. And that's when I started getting into trouble. So yeah, that's basically my origin story. It's my childhood in a nutshell, and move on to hidden talents. So through your adversity, you're gonna find things about you that maybe got kind of pushed to the side because, you know, you had some stuff you needed to deal with, and maybe the stuff you liked doing or the stuff you were good at kind of got pushed to the side. And I think for me, maybe my hidden talent would be observing and just paying attention to stuff. I think kind of hand in hand with what happened in my childhood, I kind of learned to just keep it pushing, blend in, and adapt very quickly. So I would say that's probably my hidden talent now. I don't use it to hide so much anymore, but I use it just to get to know people a little bit better. I use it to, you know, be a better husband to my wife and a better father to my kid. And yeah, I would say that's probably my hidden talent that came about from my origin story. Now, we move on to the sidekick and mentor aspect of the hero's journey, because every hero needs a sidekick or a mentor to be with you or to guide you, to be by your side. You know, you need a friend, you need whatever it might be for you, a brother, parent, teacher, whoever. For me, it is probably my wife, and I wouldn't call her a sidekick or a mentor. I think she would probably be both, because she pushes me to be a better version of myself, kind of like a mentor would, but she's also there by my side each and every day to listen to me, to help understand me, or to help me understand myself. And it's a symbiotic relationship. We do that for each other. And I think it's not only important that you have a sidekick or a mentor, but you're also that for someone else as well. I think it's very beneficial. It helps you kind of, you need someone to grow. Helping someone else grow is also, can be a huge benefit to you. So next we go into kryptonite. So what is your weakness? My weakness, to be honest, my weakness is probably food. And I think food is more of like a surface thing. And I think my real kryptonite is probably impulsivity. So if I get anxious, if I get sad, if anything, you know, I'll go eat food. I'll go, you know, when I was younger, I used to get into a lot of trouble. I used to go hang out with friends. I used to go sneak out. I used to do whatever I could do to get my mind off of what was really bothering me. And I think as I grew older, that kind of grew into more extreme forms of impulsivity. We don't need to get into that. But as I got even older, that impulsivity started to turn into decisiveness, commitment. So I thought I should do something, and then instead of, you know, maybe acting out of anger or acting out of depression, acting out of anxiety, I would act out of, okay, this is what needs to be done. You know, kind of seeing things a little bit less emotionally through the lens of the little kid that I was, and seeing things now. And then I could transform that impulsivity that was negative into decisiveness that is positive. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then go ahead and do it, instead of saying, okay, well, I'm going to go sneak out, or I'm going to go, do some illegal activities and go ahead and do that. Smoke weed, go drink, go party, and just go do it. I can be like, okay, well, I'm going to finish some work. I'm going to set up this business. I'm going to spend some time with my family, and then just go do that. So kryptonite, impulsivity. But I think if you change the perspective on it a little bit, it can also be a hidden talent. So moving into superpower. Well, I guess that would be my superpower. So, through this whole journey, I think you start to learn about yourself and refine certain aspects about yourself. And once you really get to know your weaknesses, on the opposite side of that is your strengths. So kind of went over that a little bit. Impulsivity being my weakness, but decisiveness and I guess follow through being my superpower. So once we figure out our superpower, then we figure out who we now help. So now you've gone through your whole origin story. You kind of figured out where you came from, the adversity you faced, and how that affected you. Then you figured out, some of your hidden talents, maybe some things that got pushed to the side during your childhood. Then you find a sidekick, a mentor, someone to be with, someone to guide you, someone to, be a friend to, or someone to guide yourself, or someone that you're a friend to, And then what your weakness is, then what your superpower is. And now you kind of take all of this, and now we use it to help other people. And for me, I want to help people that were in my shoes, people that went through some difficult stuff during childhood, perhaps, and maybe even on into adulthood, didn't really know how to deal with it, and then kind of let that affect their behavior and their actions, and maybe probably not for the better. And, being able to overcome that for myself, I now want to kind of show other people that, hey, you don't got to go, smoke. You don't got to go drink. You don't got to go hang out with people that don't really care about you that much. You don't got to go waste your time. You don't got to do anything you can possibly do to not, pay attention to what's really going on inside. And I want to encourage people to figure out what's going on inside, so that not just so you stop doing all this stuff, but on the other side of all this stuff, all this trauma, all these challenges, all these negative behaviors that you're doing because of it, there's like this whole other world that you can live in, a positive one that you make a difference in other people's lives. I think that's great, but you're also living a life that you actually like living, and your time is well spent doing things that you love doing. So that's who I would like to save. Anyone who wants to go on that journey, anyone who wants to kind of go from, same old, not really fulfilling, downward spiral to, okay, let's figure out what we're here on earth to do. Let's figure out what we have to correct in ourselves to be able to do that. And let's live a healthy, fulfilling life. Thank you. If you want to go through the journey yourself with all the slides, all the information, check out the description below. It'll be there linked. And thank you for joining us today.